The ornaments on the Winter's Finery shawlette are knit on after the Icelandic bind-off is done, and there are 6 different colors on the sample here, and they just cycle through all 6. You can see how they're centered right underneath the motif and in the spine, and each one of them is knit on separately. And then the ends are woven in. I used double-pointed needles to do my ornaments because I thought that they were much easier to use. So I'm going to show you how to do the end ornament. I like to use one needle to help me pick up the stitches and knit them. So in a continental, I'm going to knit one and then yarn over and then knit another stitch into that same area. And let's take a look at that in English style, because a yarn over looks a little bit different in English. It's really a yarn forward, and then I'm going to knit, and then in bringing the yarn back to make that knit stitch, I create a yarn over. So there are 5 stitches now, and they're ready to be worked. So we're going to just knit these stitches because this is a little garter stitch ornament. So I'm going to do one row on the wrong side, the knit row, and let's speed this up a little bit, and then another right side knit row, and one more wrong side knit row. And then we'll be ready to decrease out on the other side. This is what English looks like knitted. Had to put a little English in there too. Okay, now we're ready to decrease out. This is a little bit of a different looking decrease. I like the way it's really even and it leaves a cute little point. So I'm going to slip my first 3 stitches and then slip the second stitch on the right needle over the first stitch. Then that center stitch is going to go back to the left needle. Going to slip the second stitch over it, and now back to my right needle and slip a stitch over again, and back to the left needle, and I'm going to slip that last stitch over the top. And now I'm going to fasten this off. So I'm just going to pull that yarn right through and break it off. And here you have your little ornament. And I'm going to show you what I did to weave in my ends. I really sewed them in. So I used a sharp tapestry needle and I just sewed straight through the stitches on the ornament down to the base there, right through the middle, pulled it through. So that's going through the yarn. I find that that holds better. And then for each of these, I just tied a simple knot at the bottom. It's just a square knot. And once that knot is tied, I took the 2 tails and ran them back up through the ornament. Just sewed them the exact same way. So this all goes through the strands of yarn. These are very hard to get out once they're sewn in. So both tails go in, and now I'm just going to clip those. So this whole thing, all of my ornaments that I did and all the sewing in took me about 2.5 hours. It was surprisingly quick, and I really love the effect, and I hope you do too.